My guests are the Wolfgang Press. Welcome.
Hello.
How's it going? How are you?
All right. A bit jet-lagged, I think.
Yeah, yes. Playing a little poker a minute ago, yeah. Is that how you spend the time a bit?
Very friendly game.
A friendly game of poker, yes. You're in town to not necessarily support a release that's out yet, but to be part of this grand music festival that's on. All Virgos Are Mad for your label home, 480 Records. And you performed last night at the Troubadour, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
What's it like to be a part of 4AD as an organization, as a label, as an arts group, community kind of thing?
I don't sort of see it as an arts group or community. I mean, they just give us a lot of freedom, a lot of sort of artistic freedom.
Well, there's a certain kind of stamp of association that once you're on the label, don't you think?
I suppose so. I mean,
you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It can be a good thing, and it can also be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whichever way you want to look at it, really.
But it depends how seriously people take that. I mean, you know, there's people out there who tend to get a little bit obsessed with 4AD, I think, and that I think
take it too seriously. Yeah.
Well, that's actually interesting. You should say, do you think that in any way the label and 4AD Records overall has overshadowed what you guys are?
Sometimes
are
it feels that the label is bigger than some of the bands, which I mean, I don't know whether that's supposed to be.
Again, it's like pros and cons, isn't it? Sometimes it helps, and other times it's a hindrance.
You do have a release out shortly. This will be released early next year. Yes, and it's entitled Funky Little Demons, and it'll be my pleasure to kind of be the first to broadcast this in the world. Group hug, guys. I do want to check this out, and the track Christianity, which you began your set with last night, is a very, very good song. Any thoughts or words about this track before we set it off?
No.
Just, well, no, I think it's it's a very strong song, and I think it works. It's one of the first ones we came up with, and it's sort of like it feels good. It's like it sort of like epitomises to me what the Wolfgang Press are about.
My guests in the studio, the Wolfgang Press, this track entitled Christianity from the album forthcoming on 480 Records, Funky Little Demons. music new from the Wolfgang Press, and we get an early sampling of that as the album will not be out until next year. It's Funky Little Demons, the Wolfgang Press, and my guests in the studio, and you were listening pretty intently to that song. Had you not heard it in a while? You just want to listen to it close again?
Yeah, I hadn't listened to it for a long time.
Yeah.
I was just seeing how it sounded. On headphones, I don't think I've actually listened to it on headphones. So.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
It does sound very good. Very, very good. And as I said, you opened your set last night at the Troubadour with that song. Any thoughts about it since you were listening so closely? You obviously enjoy it, and
yeah, I think it's still I mean, it's nice to sort of, because a lot of times when you sort of like done a record and you're listening back after a couple of months, you think you're hearing all these sort of like mistakes and or things that you think could be better. But I was listening through it, I think I was just enjoying it. For the first time.
I think you need that time probably to separate yourself.
Definitely.
For a bit,
to have some objectivity, really.
Definitely. You mentioned it had been a good year since you last performed live. Was that difficult to get it back together?
In a sense, yeah, because we were using some new technology as well as a new keyboard player was coming in to sort of do some new parts and stuff. So it took a while, but I think we done well last night. I think we actually played really, really well.
And people were very responsive, didn't you think? I mean, they were just cheering you on. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But even the last time when we came to LA and we played the Whiskey, it was a really, really good sort of gig anyway. So.
Yeah. I understand you guys have long faces because you're missing tonight Brendan Perry's performance, one of your label mates and one half of Dead Can Dance. I understand.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I understand.
I didn't realise that we'd missed him, but we are. But it's a shame. I would really like to have seen him.
Yeah. Well, you've got some superb label mates as well. Do you guys kind of look forward to this event to get together and see all the different groups that belong to the 4AD roster?
Not. I mean, to be quite honest, I'm not really.
Careful there.
Yeah. I mean, I like certain things on a label, but majority of the time.
Well, tell us what really turns you on.
In the sense of 4AD.
Not just music.
Music.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one. I mean, the last sort of thing I really listened to was the Leonard Cohen album, not the live one that's just been released, but the last sort of studio album. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of anything else that's been Portishead. Sort of like bits of Portishead.
Portishead, rough. Yeah, very rough. Good.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's all shit. I
think so.
Well said. Well said. All right, I do want to check out more of the record, Funky Little Demons, not due until next year on 480 Records. My guests, the Wolfgang Press. Music from the Wolfgang Press, and they are my guests in the studio. And that is yet another track from the album due next year, Funky Little Demons. And we heard Fallen Not Broken. That's a very pretty song. I like that. There's a particular sound that I hear in your music that I wanted to ask you about. It's this kind of very soul flair, you know, like Detroit kind of Motor City soul kind of feel to it. Does this make any sense? Do you have that influence as just a direct hit with you?
The only reference to that is actually Tamla Motown, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought up with that, really. My sister's always listening to Tamla Motown, you know, Supremes and stuff like
Definitely.
that.
Definitely. I do hear it, you know. It's a very nice sound, though, because I don't think many other people, well, no one really does it like you're doing it, really.
But also, you know, a big influence on us too was the punk sort of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We were of that sort of age and era. And we went through it, you know, as teenagers, and that was a big influence. And I don't think it's ever less.
I think it's pretty punk to be fusing in Motown, you know, styles anyway. You know, it's pretty punk as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, you know, the looseness of our songs. I think that's an important thing as well. We tend to try and keep them a bit loose rather than sort of tight-arsed, you know, and too much production going on.
No, never tight-assed. We are going to go to Queer, your last album, and any thoughts on the process of putting together Funky Little Demons that may have differed in the past, or is it just because you've got quite a few albums, and is it just kind of you get together and you fall right into the groove as far as a creative aspect?
No, it doesn't work like that. I mean, we tend to use a lot of technology. In the sense of computers and sequences and stuff like that, because of the way we write music. We're not like a regular sort of rock group, and it takes time, you know. It actually takes us time. We're very slow songwriters, but I don't think that's a bad thing sometimes.
No, only when it sort of becomes laboured. You labour over a sort of song.
And you know, we have done it, and we've done it with this album, we've done it in the past. But we do try and change with every album, and generally, like a person, like the producer or whatever, we try and change it every time, sort of thing.
How do you describe your latest effort? Can you synthesize what's happened with this latest record?
I think it's more sort of classic in a sense of they're more like songs. Again, you know, we're trying to sort of go towards more sort of songwriting.
On this album?
Yeah, on this album.
I agree with that, yeah, I'd agree.
We were trying to write some songs, weren't we?
But, you know, I mean, it may change again, you know. We don't sort of pre-plan what we're going to do, sort of thing. We just try things out, and whatever sounds good.
It's the Wolfgang Press on Metropolis.
nothing to say and lift my heart up to a higher place, up to a girl like you who is born to be kissed, born to be kissed 1,000 times. Your sisters too. 1,000 times. A girl like you.
people were chanting for that song last night. Like as soon as you went on, people were like, "Free Bird," you know, not Free Bird, but they're like, "Kansas."
No, it's better than Free Bird. I think.
Wolfgang Press, my guest in the studio, just on the heels of a performance last night at the Troubadour in West Hollywood. Will it be another year before you come back through LA to perform?
Hopefully not.
No, I think we'll be coming back round about March, round about that time. Because like the album's be released January 23rd.
23rd, 24th, yeah.
Right, somewhere right around there, yeah.
So, I mean, sort of month or two, and then we'll be here.
Do you take to touring well? Is it a rough one?
No, I think we do pretty well generally. I mean, I think we all sort of enjoy it, and we like the idea of, you know, obviously the songs sound a little harder live, but I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And we like playing live, and we know, I think we're actually very good at it, sort of thing.
How does LA grab you? I sometimes ask this of people who come through, especially people from
It's a strange
from
city,
Europe, England, and whatnot. It is a strange town.
Yeah, I mean, it's not one of my favourites of America, to be quite honest.
Actually, I really like it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it exactly. It might be the climate.
It's all the schmaltziness, isn't it? Goes on.
It's all those shorts that people wear. And those funny legs. Because you don't see legs in London.
Well, we cover them all the time, don't we? That's the problem. Puny white legs.
We're gonna go out with "Going South." This the first single from your album forthcoming, and again, you are here in kind of in celebration to participate in the 4AD Records Music Festival. All Virgos are mad, and are you just leaving like tomorrow? You're out of here? Or?
No, we're actually going on the 4th, which is next Tuesday. But
right.
We're actually going to be doing an in-store. I mean, we've never done one before, but we're doing it at Virgin.
Yeah,
on Sunday.
Sunday. Do you know what time that'll be?
I think it's around about 4 o'clock we play. But
Okay.
we've never done one before, so
It's
And
going
a
to be
bit of an experience, I think, going on.
for everyone.
At the Virgin Megastore, that's up on Sunset in Hollywood. That'll be Sunday at 4 o'clock. Check out a live in-store performance from the Wolfgang Press. I do very much appreciate you coming up and visiting this evening and letting us sample from your album that won't be out for quite a few months. So, yeah, I do appreciate it. As well, big thanks to Rich from 4AD, as well as everyone at 4AD for letting this happen. Again, big thanks and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
This is, of course, Metropolis on KCRW Santa Monica.
I'm Chris Doritas. Morning becomes eclectic on KCRW. Lisa